Greetings! In this week's second lecture, we'll be covering adjectival sequencing, punctuation, and determiners. Sometimes, you may want to use several adjectives in a sequence to describe the one thing. However, multiple adjectives in a sequence conform to a specific order. While these rules come naturally to native English speakers, they are nevertheless important to know. Some grammarians refer to this as the royal order of adjectives. In accordance with the royal order of adjectives, such words are arranged in sequence according to observation, size, shape, age, color, origin, material, and any qualifier. For example, an expensive old umbrella stand, where expensive is an observation, old is, of course, the age, and umbrella qualifies the noun, stand. In the sentence, her long black silk gown, long defines the shape, black the color, and silk the material of the noun, gown. There are exceptions to this rule. Sometimes, a word might come first for emphasis, as in, I want the silver antique teapot, not the pewter one. Whereas, according to the royal order of adjectives, the sentence would read, I want the antique silver teapot. Silver, the material, precedes antique, its age, because it is being compared to pewter. When punctuating cumulative adjectives, put commas only between those of the same category. Also, never put a comma after a determiner or before the noun being described. The phrase 6 small apples requires no comma between 6 and small. Similarly, there is no comma after the determiner or before the noun in the great white whale. However, in the phrase the long rectangular wooden box, there is a comma between long and rectangular because they are both of the same category, that of shape. You should also use a comma if and could be placed between the words, and if the words could be reversed and still retain your intended meaning. In some sneaky and hungry goblins stole my food, some sneaky hungry goblins stole my food, and some hungry sneaky goblins stole my food, and can be placed between sneaky and hungry, and the sentence will mean the same thing in each case. Phrasal adjectives, also known as compound adjectives, modify nouns. They take a hyphen when coming before a noun and not when coming after. They are not hyphenated in proper nouns. For example, you could write the wine dark sea and use a hyphen, but would describe the sea as wine dark. In the same way, a 30-cent cone is hyphenated, whereas the cone is 30 cents is not. Note that numbers do not pluralize. Finally, the Monty Python Comedy School, which would otherwise take a hyphen, does not, because Monty Python is a proper noun. When two phrasal adjectives share an ending, it is correct to remove the ending of the first phrase, provided you keep the ending of the second. Consider the phrase, the 8 or 9-year-old boy, where year-old is omitted in the first phrase. Some adjectives can morph into nouns, such as collectibles, when referring to collectible objects, or a post-mortem, when referring to a post-mortem examination. Some adjectives can also morph into verbs. In the sentence, the Fonz is a pretty cool guy, cool is an adjective. In be sure to cool the drinks before the Fonz gets here, the adjective cool functions as a verb. Our final point on adjectives is determiners. Determiners introduce nouns or noun phrases and provide information regarding possession, definiteness, specificity, or quantity. While they function like adjectives, they are not adjectives, as they express relationships rather than attributes. Determiners can be articles, possessive nouns, demonstrative, possessive or indefinite pronouns, quantifiers, cardinal numbers, or ordinal numbers. In the sentence, a large dog walked by, A, an article, is the determiner. In Kate's car has broken down, Kate's is a possessive noun. In the sentences, there's only one turkey left and Alice came second last, one and second are determiners, and cardinal and ordinal numbers respectively. As you can see, some determiners are also pronouns. To distinguish between them, you must determine their function in the sentence. Consider the sentence, how many chocolates did you eat? If the response is, we ate several chocolates, several, an indefinite pronoun, is a determiner. But if the response is, we ate several, then several functions as a pronoun. That's it for adjectives. Next week, we'll move on to adverbs.